back in the house. Woo! Stand all up and keep that energy going.
Welcome to a place where the joy can't be described. Welcome to a place where the love can't be denied. Stand up on your feet, sway to the rhythm of a positive beat. Here in the high vibration zone. Enter at your own risk. The high vibration zone, where the celebration just goes on and on. Buckle up, hold on tight, enjoy the ride or maybe the flight. Here in the high vibration zone. Welcome to a place where the joy is really jumping. Welcome to a place where you feel the spirit pumping. There is no color free. The rides and the thrills and the chills are free. Here in the high vibration zone. Enter at your own risk. The high vibration zone, where the celebration, it just goes on and on. Buckle up, hold on tight, enjoy the ride or maybe the flight. Here in the high vibration zone. Here in the high vibration zone.
She never listens to me. Good morning, y'all. Welcome to Unity of Music City. This is the High Vibration Zone. It's a place of authentic transformation. It's who we are. It is what we do. And let me tell you something. I wasn't sure that we were going to have much of a high vibration going on because it was kind of empty in here a few minutes ago. And I turned to Nikki and I said, "Where is everybody?" And she said, "It's early. It's only 11." It's unity time right there, right? I'm so glad y'all finally made it. You could be rested away from your coffee back there. Let me tell you, this might seem like an interesting segue, but it's really not. Because this past week, one of our very own entered into the highest vibration zone. We lost our Doug Beal. You may or may not have seen that on Facebook. But Doug passed on to the spirit world this week. He used to sit over there playing bass guitar, and we certainly miss him. But we know that he is perfect and whole, and all is well for him right now. We will be having a celebration of life for Doug this Saturday, June 29th at 1 o'clock. And so we wanted to make sure that all of you all knew about that. Please keep Lynn and, I'm sorry, what's Lynn's daughter's name? Natalie. Lynn and Natalie in your prayers this week. Moving right on, let's move right on to the fun stuff, shall we? Doug would want us to do that. He was a funny guy, if you recall. Thursdays through July 25th, Kids Summer Fun. They're not going to do July 4th, so just know that. They'll be skipping July 4th. Don't think you can come pawn your kids off on Crystal and go downtown and watch fireworks. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Skipping July 24th, or July 4th, but all other Thursdays, up through July 25th, 6 o'clock to 8 p.m. Kids Summer Fun is happening. See the flyer on the bulletin board for more information. This Friday, June 28th, that is this Friday, is it not? Nashville Chooses Peace Appreciation Cookout. For those of us remember our big festival, Nashville Chooses Peace, this is where the board of directors and the leadership of Nashville Chooses Peace is going to show appreciation to all of us who volunteered, and that pretty much means all of you. If you even had a good thought about Nashville Chooses Peace, then you put the energy into the universe to make it happen, and we appreciate that. So come on out this Friday, June 28th, 6 p.m. for a volunteer appreciation cookout. Yes. There's a sign-up sheet in the lobby so they know how much food to bring. Just bring a lot, Ryan. Just bring, no, I'm kidding. Sign-up sheet. Please let us know that you're going to be there. That'd be a good idea. Let us know you're going to be. What, karaoke. I have about 12 different directions I could go with that right now. I'm going to skip all of them. I'm just going to resist the urge right there. Next Sunday, June 30th, from 2 to 4 is Reiki and Restorative Yoga with Becky. So those of you who are interested in that, please see Becky for more information or see the bulletin for more information. Now, Dave, the sound man, I have a request. Can you turn on the piano player's mic for us for a moment? We don't normally give her a hot mic because, well, you probably know why. But she needs to talk to you.
Okay, yes, I could just get in my band director voice. Anyway, the Wave of Abundance campaign. You're seeing these leaves on the tree out here in the lobby, and this is from the Finance Committee. Thank you all so much who have contributed. We are up to $2,700. And that is about a little more than a quarter of what we had hoped to raise, but the campaign will continue for 3 or 4 weeks. And Miss Charlotte says to remind people that they can get more than one leaf on that tree. I think some people have done that. So today, when you leave, before you make like a tree and leave, take your contribution by. Thank you.
That's why we don't give her a hot mic. All right? I'll tell you what, some of y'all might want to keep in mind. It's what I'm keeping in mind. Those of us who work for the state and places like that, yeah, I'm coming up on the 30th, which is my payday. So my name's going to be on one of those leaves as soon as that paycheck comes on in. So step on up there and join me if you would. And now, guess what? It is New Member Sunday. Reverend D, come on up here and take over for a second, would you?
And Russ and your team are going to come up and help me with all of this. Yes. This is our membership team. Do you have the certificates? Okay, cool. They're in your back pocket, right? Yes, they will need a mic.
Good morning, everybody. As Deb said, and Denise said, this is a very happy morning to be able to introduce and acknowledge new members into our Unity Church. I think you all know, but I think we'll introduce the rest of our member committee.
Oh, well then, okay. I'm the co-lead, and I'm Marge Hart.
I'm Sherry Gentry, and I'm probably the instructor, I guess you'd call me, for the membership class.
And I'm Colleen Barber.
Elsie Williams. I was in this ceremony about 6 months ago.
I thought it would be a good idea for them to introduce themselves by name, and you can see who they are. We're always trying to encourage members that attend regularly and semi-regularly to consider membership in the church. We think it's a good tie that you have, a base that you have if you're actually a member, and it's certainly good for the church to have a membership that is growing, and it helps our status in the community and just helps our status in general to be a growing church. So encourage any of you that have been attending regularly or even semi-regularly to consider making that step to membership. You can talk to myself or any other committee members. It's very, very easy. There's no real commitment once you join. We just drag you in later. So,
That's not exactly true, but after you join, we encourage you to join one of the ministries and kind of give your talents in somewhere. So there is that piece.
I'm just trying to get you signed on the dotted line, and Denise will take over from there. So I will call up the new members individually, if you'd come up, and you can be acknowledged and welcomed by the rest of the congregation. First is Deborah Champion. Okay. I think we did that first. Next is Renee Bassett. Bob and Gail Talbot. Becky Duffield.
This is just a big old love fest on the stage. You've probably noticed.
Ann Coverdale. Lenora Bauscher. I didn't think she was here. Yeah. And Denise Flowers. She may not be.
And so now, those of you that have been here for several years, and even if you hadn't, this is simple. Stand up and join me in giving them a blessing. We love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. And now we're going to sing to you.
Fellowship fellowship of believers is a home and family, a source of light that shines so bright just for you and me. Welcome home to this family, created by love and joys. It doesn't matter where you've been, in your coming we rejoice. We behold the Christ in you, with arms stretched open wide. Welcome home to this family. Welcome home. Welcome home to this family, created by love and joys. It doesn't matter where you've been, in your coming we rejoice. We behold the Christ in you, with arms stretched open wide. Welcome home to this family. Welcome home. Welcome home to this family. Welcome home.
So let's welcome them as they take their seats back.
I tell you, I know when Deborah came across here, she said, y'all had me at hello. And so many people I've talked to over the years who come into Unity talk about the experience of coming in for the first time and crying through the whole service, or coming in and feeling so able to let go of some old religious baggage, perchance. So what a great song to sing next about laying down our burdens down by the riverside. Come on up, stand up and sing with us.
Gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside. Gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. 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 Gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside. Gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. 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 Ain't gonna study war no
I know we got a lot going on this morning, Reverend D, but I just got to take a minute right there. That song just went right through my heart. And you know, I remember many years ago when I was dealing with some anger issues, I read a book by Thich Nhat Hanh called, I think it was called On Anger. And I remember what struck me so much at the very beginning was that he talked about anger being violence against ourselves. And you know, when I was singing that song just a minute ago, it has struck me every Sunday morning that we've sung it, that war is two armies going to battle. But war is also what we do inside our spirits every day. And when we disagree with each other and we hate on each other and we all that, that's war. And the idea that I am not going to study war anymore, you know I had to change no to any. That idea just about brings me to my knees, Reverend Nee, and I just had to stop and say something about that. I hope you will forgive me. All right, good. And whether you do or not, I have the microphone. All right, so couple more things going on this week. Lunch Bunch, Wednesdays at 11:30. They're studying the book and The Noticer by Andy Andrews. Come on out and join those folks. There will be no classes in July, okay? July is a month off. Wednesday evening classes through June 26, 7 o'clock. The metaphysics, a deeper look at unity teachings. You know, unity is basically metaphysical Christianity. It uses Christianity as the lens. I love what Bishop John Shelby Spong says about my tradition. I don't believe that my tradition is the only way to God, but it is the lens through which I see God. It's the path by which I find God. And using Christianity, the unity movement years ago gave us a metaphysical approach to spirituality. So if you want to know more about that, come on out and join Reverend D on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Again, there will be no classes of Wednesday night classes in July as well. And now we're going to do something a little bit different before the Daily Word. I'm going to ask Reverend D and Nikki and Jill, what's your name? Jill, to come up here and help me out.
I have put it on our Facebook page. Unity of Nashville put it on their Facebook page. This is about pride, okay? And the reason I wanted us to read this morning, it is something by John Shelby Spong, but the unity movement has incorporated it. I don't know what that was. Has incorporated it into their literature, which is huge. And I don't know if you realize how huge that is. There have been ministers that were lesbian or gay who have not been able to be hired by Unity Ministry because they were lesbian or gay. That is shifting, slowly but surely. So everybody do a sigh of relief. Unity is unity, love is love. And so this is, again, posted on our Facebook page, on Unity of Nashville's Facebook page. It is also on the Unity website, but we're going to read it for you this morning. I have made a decision. I will no longer debate the issue of homosexuality in the church with anyone. I will no longer engage the biblical ignorance that emanates from so many right-wing Christians about how the Bible condemns homosexuality, as if that point of view still has any credibility. I will no longer discuss with them or listen to them tell me how homosexuality is an abomination to God, about how homosexuality is a chosen lifestyle, or how through prayer and spiritual counseling homosexual persons can be cured. Those arguments are no longer worthy of my time or energy.
I will no longer listen to the thoughts of those who advocate reparative therapy as if homosexual persons are somehow broken and need to be repaired. I will no longer talk to those who believe that the unity of the church can or should be achieved by rejecting the presence of gay and lesbian people. I will no longer take the time to refute the unlearned and the undocumentable claims of certain world religious leaders who call homosexuality deviant. I will no longer listen to the pious sentimentality that certain Christian leaders continue to employ that suggests some version of that strange and overtly dishonest phrase, "We love the sinner, but hate the sin." That statement is, I have concluded, nothing more than a self-serving lie designed to cover the fact that these people hate homosexual persons and fear homosexuality itself, but somehow know that hatred is incompatible with the Christ they claim to profess. Thus, they adopt this face-saving and absolutely false statement.
I will no longer temper my understanding of truth in order to pretend that I have even a tiny smidgen of respect for the appalling negativity that continues to emanate from religious circles where the church has for centuries conveniently perfumed its ongoing prejudices against blacks, Jews, women, and homosexual persons with high-sounding pious rhetoric. The day for that mentality has quite simply come to an end for me. I will personally neither tolerate it nor listen to it any longer.
The world has moved on. Leaving these elements of the Christian church that cannot adjust to new knowledge or new consciousness, lost in a sea of their own irrelevance. They no longer talk to anyone but themselves. I will no longer seek to slow down the witness to inclusiveness by pretending that there is some middle ground between prejudice and oppression. There isn't. Justice postponed is justice denied. That can be a resting place no longer for anyone. Time waits for no one.
Can you hear that? I hope you all understand how big this is for the unity movement. It's huge, 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 huge.
Love is love. No exceptions. And summer is a state of mind. And throughout the month of June, we've focused on ways to transform our thoughts, our words, our feelings, and our actions. We've experienced the passion of fire, the nurturing of earth, and the flow of water. Today, we focus on the lightness of air, rising above the situations that seem to hold us down. The affirmation, I am rising above all human limitations. Together, I am rising above all human limitations. I am rising above all human limitations. I give myself permission to accept the best that life has to offer. I surrender all imperfect habits and patterns that keep me stuck. I allow the fire of Spirit to transmute and transform my energy into alignment with Spirit. I allow myself to be nurtured in the womb of Mother Earth. I accept perfect health as the natural state of my being. I live in the flow of Spirit, allowing myself to be the cool, calm expression of peace. I am partaking only of those relationships, foods, images, music, and experiences that inspire my soul. I give thanks for my perfect Christed expression of divinity. And from John 12:32, if I be lifted up, draw all humankind up with me.
And so everybody do a deep exhale. And as you're beginning to balance your breathing, knowing that we all are a blend of two differing energies. We are humans, and we are divine. And it is a walk of blending both of those. And so at times when I look out of my human eyes, I see things that don't feel good to me. And when I look at them through my human eyes, I don't know what to do. But when I can put the eyes of spirit there, I am able to rise above that situation. And from that place of the melding of human and divine, my next right and perfect and best and highest decision and step will come. I am rising above all human limitations. I am not going to study war anymore. I am not going to engage in conflict. I am going to focus and allow myself the permission to accept the best that life has to offer me. And so in this now moment, as I go into the silence, I give thanks. I give thanks for this human experience. And I also give thanks for my Christed expression in this human experience. In the silence. In the silence. I live in the flow of spirit. And yes, I have human experiences. And when I'm able to express through the divinity that is me, I not only find love and joy and peace within myself, but I'm able to share that with others.
Send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the seas. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. My joy over the mountains. send my joy over the seas. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the seas. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my power over the mountains. I send my power over the seas. I send my power into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the seas. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Everybody just standing still. Nobody's moving.
Everybody just breathe.
Yep. Nobody's moving.
I know. Roosh.
All right.
It's a good thing that nobody was moving. I am in just a minute. It's quite all right. Years ago, in the indigenous peoples of the Amazon, it was spoken of our humanity splitting into two parts, that of the eagle and that of the condor. The path of the eagle is the path of higher mind, seeing all. It's a masculine energy, yang. And it swoops in when needed to move the chess pieces on the board to a new situation. It's the catalyst for change. The path of the condor is the path of the heart and intuition. Feminine, yin. Listening, receiving information, preparing the hearts of all humanity for a shift. The eagle and the condor prophecy stated that the 1490s would begin a 500-year period during which an imbalance would occur in our world. The eagle and the condor prophecy stated that the 1490s would begin a 500-year period during which an imbalance would occur in our world. The eagle people would become so powerful that they might drive the condor people out of existence. This made its way into our world through the conquering of America and the killing and oppressing of peoples, up to and including today. The prophecy continued to say that after the 500-year period, beginning in 1990, the potential would arise for the eagle and the condor to fly together in the same sky, and to begin to create a new level of consciousness for humanity. The prophecy speaks of this as an unlimited potential for humanity. The choice is ours. It's up to us to activate this potential and to ensure that the new consciousness is allowed to rise. And so this morning, our affirmation was, I am rising above all human limitations. I know that sometimes when I say that, I go, yeah, right. But remember what affirmations are about. They're for you to say, and they're to let anything that is unlike that to rise to the surface so you know where your next level of work is. Gotcha? So we're going to affirm all three of these. That I am doing it, that you are doing it, and that we as a spiritual community are doing it together. Ready? I am rising above all human limitations. You are rising above all human limitations. We are rising above all human limitations. And now we're going to have a piece of special music that's going to speak to how long it's going to take us to do this.
It's not a super long song. It's not what she meant. I'll be singing War and Peace, but just kidding. Just kidding. There's too many things I haven't done yet. There's too many sunsets I haven't seen. You can't waste the day wishing it slowed down. You would have thought by now I'd have learned something. Do 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 do. Oh, oh. I made up my mind when I was a young girl. I've been given this one world. I won't worry it away, no. But now and again I get tired of the good life. I get stuck in a low light. But then love comes in. How far do I have to go to get to you? Many the miles, many the miles. Oh, 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 oh. How far do I have to go to get to you? Many the miles, but send me the miles, and I'll be happy to. Follow, follow, follow you, love. I do what I can wherever I end up to keep giving that good love and spreading it around. Oh, 'cause I've had my fair share of take care and goodbyes. I've learned how to cry, and I'm better for that. Sing, how far do I have to go to get to you? Many the miles, many the miles. Whoa, how far do I have to go to get to you? Many the miles, but send me the miles, and I'll be happy to. Follow, follow, follow you, love. Red letter day, and I'm in a blue mood, wishing that blue would just carry me away. I've been talking to God, I don't know if it's helping or not, but surely something has got to give. 'cause I can't keep waiting to live. How far do I have to go to get to you? Many the miles, many the miles. Oh, how far do I have to go to get to you? Many the miles. Oh, send me the miles, and I'll be happy to. How far do I have to go to get to you? Many the miles. Oh, many the miles. Oh, I've been taught from God. I don't know if it's heaven or not to you. Many the miles. Many the miles. Oh, how far do I have to go to get to you? Many the miles. Many the miles. Many, many, many the miles. How far do I have to go to get to you? Many the miles. Oh, send me the miles, and I'll be happy to. Follow, follow, follow you, love. There's too many things that I haven't done yet. There's too many sunsets I haven't seen.
How far do we have to go to get to that place of being love and joy and peace? How many miles does it take? It takes as long as it takes. And so when you think about that for yourself, what does that journey look like for you? Because we come in here as a spiritual community and we hold that consciousness. And Lord mercy, some of us held it on Friday night. And what I want to tell you is that, yes, there was a tornado or some sort of something that came through here. And know that there were 23 of us that were standing in a circle on the back of the property holding peace. And it was amazing. Because it was dark. And the winds were blowing, and it was lightning. And I know a lot of you are like, oh, dear God, I wouldn't have done that. It was a out-of-body transformational kinds of thing. There's a few of you that were here. Raise your hands. The other thing I will tell you is over half of the people that were with us that evening were people that don't even necessarily come to church here, which was awesome. Because they held that space with us also. Have you ever heard that peace is being that vibrational energy in the midst of everything that is unlike that? We got that experience Friday night. And then it was like, okay, how do I take that into my life and deal with that person, that situation that feels like all of that? How do I do that? How far do I have to go to get to you? Today's lesson topic is called Humanity's Coming of Age. And if you listen to the prophecy from the Amazon, that's what this is about. Are we going to be able to learn to fly together, to be truly human, and to be truly divine all at the same time? And what does that look like? Those of you that have been brave enough to come out on Wednesday night, that's what the whole class has been about. How do I show up and be human and not push away this experience that I'm having? If I need to be sad, if I need to be angry, I need to be that. But then how do I remember in that same moment I have the Christ within me. So at some point in time, I decide, I can pull upon something that is greater than myself in this situation. Humanity's coming of age. Here is the way we say we're doing it at Unity of Music City. We are many voices, but we are one spirit. And we're leaving a legacy of love. How long does it take us to leave a legacy? How long does it take? Many the miles. Be left across the circle Friday night, said Denise. We've been doing this for 20 plus years. Yes, we have. And we're not done yet. Because we're leaving that legacy here on these grounds and in this community and in this city. And how long does it take to leave a legacy? By sharing the message of what? How do I share the message of peace? By studying war no more. And hear me, some days I jump right in there. Any of the rest of you do that? Yep. Jump right in there till I go, whoa, ain't gonna study the war no more. I'm not gonna do that anymore. Because how many of you have kind of figured out that even if you go against what somebody else believes, they're not gonna listen to you? Have y'all figured that out? I have, finally. I'm 62. It took me that many years to get that peace that they really don't want to hear what I have to say. And so all I'm doing is bothering myself and them both. They would love for me to shut up. And so when I shut up, then I get peaceful. Isn't that interesting? Huh. Who knew? My sons knew it years ago. They knew. When we are leaving a legacy of love and sharing the message of peace, we become a force for good. Because that's what we're focused on. That's our intention. I'm intending to be love and joy and peace. And so that's simple. Really, when you think about it, I'm taking a step forward. Am I being love and joy and peace, or am I being something different than that? Those of you that have been in classes with me, the way you figure that out is that you feel something icky on the inside of you that is not love, nor joy, nor peace. And then you go, huh. But what we have a tendency to do is go, it's that person's problem. It's that situation's problem. No, it's our thoughts about that are causing all of this on the inside. And when I can realize that, I can begin to shift my own energy. Using our what? Words. To do what? We are healing ourselves, thereby healing Mother Earth, all at the same time. That's the way it works. We have wanted as a society to heal that out there. Because we think if we heal that out there, it's going to make us feel better. When we heal us, guess what? Everything else ripples out. That's how it works. I will leave it up there. Healing is an inside job. The struggles that I have are not out there. It is not my mama's fault. It is not. It's not my boss's fault. It's not my teacher's fault. It's not my teacher's fault. I'll say that. I'll put that on your door when you go back to work. How's that? It's not my teacher's fault. It's me. It's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. You remember that song? It's me. I've got to shift. And so we've been using the four elements to think about what that shift would look like. We started out with fire, and we said, if I can live passionately, I passionately live my purpose, whoa, I can be healed. That's part of it. Anybody jumped out there to passionately live your purpose and realized there were big roadblocks in the middle of all that? Or somebody says, where's your certificate that says you can do this? I gotta have a certificate? Okay, where'd I get one of those? What is all this about? And then we talked about earth, which is at the upper right-hand corner. I take time every day to do what? Do you? Because what I found is I can be really passionate about my purpose, but if I don't take time every day to nurture me, guess what gets all messed up? My purpose and my passion. And I'm out there doing what I think I'm supposed to be doing, but it's all those skanky people's fault that it's not working. Right? Because I didn't take time. My friend Kathy's laughing at me. I didn't take time to just be in the silence or whatever I do to nurture myself. And then last week we talked about water. I allow the flow of life to pull me forward. That's a trust walk, people. Some of us believed when we got into New Thought that we could rise above so much that we would never have anything less than that in our lives. Well, when you get out of this body, that might work. But we're co-creating with a whole lot of people, and some of you are in here, and some of you are other places. And so I'm going to have human experiences. I chose to come in here and do that. Do you realize that? Do you realize you chose to come in here and have human experiences? Some of you are going, oh. But the piece we forget is the air piece. I rise above all human limitations. And the way I do that is to remember that I am divine. Somebody sucked the air out of the room. When do I remember that and when do I not remember? So what I want you to do for just a very short time before we end this lesson today is talk to somebody beside you about which one of those you do the easiest and which one of those you need some little bit of help with, okay? Go for a minute. So this is bringing up a lot of discussion, which is very cool. Because it's making us all think. The way you shift what is through New Thought. That's what New Thought is about. It's not supposedly a movement or a church or anything at all. It is that. I'm having a struggle out here with something in my world, and when I have one divine thought and I pray and meditate and intend that, and then I act from that place, my world shifts. That's all it is. That's the simplistic version of unity, religious science, divine science. That's what it's about. But we get caught up in the blah, 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 blah. It's one divine thought. And when do I need a divine thought? When I'm being really, really human. And my skank is showing. And hopefully I have enough friends around me who will go, Denise, your slip is hanging out. Everybody can see it. And it's not pretty. You forgot to wash it. And so in that moment, I can make a choice. Can I choose one divine thought? Or am I going to choose another skank thought? There's the deal. Would I be able to pull my Christed self into the middle of this and go, I can think something different than this right now? And what would that be? So those of you that were here on Wednesday night, there was a challenge we put out there. It's not the easiest challenge in the world. It's the challenge given to every ministerial student at Unity. Somebody that's loud, Jackie, you're loud, read that out loud. And that's a good thing. Ta-da! Read that out to everybody. Yes.
Never make an assertion, no matter how true it may look on the surface, that you do not want to see manifest in your life or in the life of others.
Whew. Pat up, church, stand up and read that again. We're going to have several people read it. I just want you to hear it and see it.
Never make an assertion, no matter how true it may look on the surface, that you do not want to see manifest in your life or in the life of others.
Can you take that in? Michael, Ellie, stand up and read that out loud for us.
Never make an assertion, no matter how true it may look on the surface, that you do not want to see manifest in your life or in the life of others.
When does that happen for us? People suck the air out of the room. When we're mad. Or when we believe we are right and they are. Or somebody brought up on Wednesday night, anybody in here ever said, I am just sick and tired? Never make an assertion, no matter how true it may be. Because you don't want that to be manifest in your life. I'm sick and tired. I don't want to do that. Think about the things that roll out of our mouth like butter sometimes. That are just things that maybe our parents said, maybe our friends said, and we just say them. And so there's a really easy word that you can say when you catch yourself doing that. Cancel, cancel. Cancel, cancel. Some of you remember Robin Ryder. She used to do that all the time. In fact, she would look at some of us and say, affirm that 1,000 times and see where that gets you. But it's catching our languaging. Because this is also the truth. You can take time every day to create the day that you're going to have. We're going to say this together in a moment. And when you take the time to set an intention and speak it out loud, it affects the quantum field. I know that sounds like woo. It sounds like magic. And it really is. Because you're putting your intentions out there in what Charles Fillmore called the ethers. And you're going, here's what I expect. And then you're saying, living, loving Spirit, show me a sign that you paid attention. Those of us that were standing in the storm in that circle the other night, we knew that somebody more powerful than us was paying attention. That we said, we are going to do this. We are doing this. There are people in Nashville hiding in the closet. I heard from that on Facebook. We're hiding in the closet. There was a tree that fell down on the road, and we had to go out a different way to even get out of here. The electricity went off in this building 3 times. And we stood in peace together. And all I can say is all the hairs on my arms were standing up the whole time, going, okay, whoa. When have you had something come to you that it was kind of a surprise until you realized, I've been intending this for years. I've been intending this. I've been putting it out there. Woo, look at this. Wow. But here's the other piece. Because this is not just about me creating my world. This is about us coming together and creating a world that works for everyone, for all. And so our intentions are big when we do it that way. So I want you to say this with me. Ready? I'm taking this time to create my day, and I'm affecting the quantum field. Living, loving Spirit, show me a sign that you paid attention and bring it to me in such a way that I will be surprised and that I will know that it is from you. Just breathe into that. What if you started every day like that? Some of us used to have that on our computers or on our desk or whatever. What if you started every day with your intention for the day and you spoke it aloud and you said this and you had a moment of prayer? Wow. Can you imagine how that could shift your day? So we're going to affirm this again when you're ready. Are you ready? Are you ready to affirm something that I know some of you are going, okay, there's that thing? In just a minute. Has everybody got that one thing or maybe 4 or 5 things that you know you need to rise above? Has everybody got something? Can you know that that's what you're standing up and rising above? Are you ready? Here we go. I am rising above all human limitations. You are rising above all human limitations. We are rising above all human limitations. And so it is. Give somebody beside you a hug. And Becky, we're pulling you up to the stage again.
Oh gosh, this is something I have to do a lot. Yeah. It certainly is. Yeah, it's my gosh. Well, first off, I'm gonna have to shake off nerves before this song, for sure. I'm gonna have to shake off some nerves. But especially for Pride Weekend, this is why I'm wearing this. There's a lot. Thank you. Pride. I was going a little more for Flower Child and a little less for Frida Kahlo, but that's okay. Still gonna be proud of it, right? Because it's all about pride. But there's a lot of hate that's getting thrown around right now. And the only thing that you can do is shake it off. There's something that in my coaching business that I say to some of my clients, it's observe and don't absorb. Right? You can't take it in. And Brene Brown says it too. I don't know if you're familiar with Brene Brown. Of course you are. Of course you are. I'm talking to her like I'm telling her something. Hello. But she says, don't take hateful things and snuggle them close like it's something you love, right? You just let it drop. Shake it off. So that's what we're doing. Can I have a thank you? Because I would have been like, eh. There we go. I stay out too late. Got nothing in my brain. That's what people say. That's what people say. I go on too many dates, but I can't make them stay. But that's what people say. That's what people say. But I keep cruising. Can't stop, won't stop moving. It's like I've got this music in my mind saying it's gonna be alright. 'Cause the player's gonna play, 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 play. And the hater's gonna hate, 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 hate. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. Heartbreaker's gonna break, 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 break. And the fake is gonna fake, 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 fake. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. I never miss a beat. 2, 4, 2. Putting on my feet. That's what they don't see. That's what they don't see. I'm dancing on my own. Make the rules up as I go. But that's what they don't know. That's what they don't know. But I keep cruising. Can't stop, won't stop moving. It's like I've got this music in my mind saying it's gonna be alright. 'Cause the player's gonna play, 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 play. And the hater's gonna hate, 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 hate. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. Heartbreaker's gonna break, 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 break. And the fake is gonna fake, 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 fake. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. 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 Hey, hey, hey. Just think when you've been getting down and out about the liars and the dirty, dirty cheats of the world, you could have been getting down to this sick beat. My ex-man brought his new girlfriend. She's like, oh my God, well, I'm just gonna shake. And the fella over there with the hella good hair, come on over, baby, we can shake, shake, shake. 'Cause the player's gonna play, 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 play. And the hater's gonna hate, 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 hate. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. And the fake is gonna fake, 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 fake. And the break is gonna break, 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 break. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. Come on, come on. Shake it off, shake it off. Shake it off, shake it off. I 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 shake it off, shake it off. Shake it off, shake it off. Shake it. Come on, Michael Lily.
Shake it off.
Shake it off, dance. Come on. Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it.
Shake it off.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Yeah, shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Shake, shake, shake it off. Shake it off. You gonna shake it off?
Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Come on, Pat Church. Shake it off. Shake it off. There's Pat up Church right there. Shake it off. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Look at y'all dancing. Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Yes, there we go.
So at least we got an aerobic workout. And I don't know what you all shook off, but could be lots of things. We've lost weight. So it's time for our sacred walk of abundance. And if you all realize that have been here for a while, we are doing a different affirmation that is a novena that we are holding through the months of June and July while we are doing our campaign. So I'm going to ask that everybody stand again, even though you're tired from shaking. Can you imagine singing all that and shaking at the same time? It's like, whoa, I was glad that was her, not me. So join me in saying this novena, and if you have not yet gotten a copy, there are a few extras up here as we do our Sacred Walk of Abundance. I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I acknowledge thy presence and power, O blessed Spirit. In thy divine wisdom, now erase my mortal limitations, and from thy pure substance of love, bring into manifestation my world according to thy perfect law. I invite the Holy Spirit to take charge of my journey of abundance and prosperity. I let go of all that has gone before and begin anew. I open myself to expressing a brand new magnificence. I open myself to the infinite possibilities that are mine to choose. I open myself to receive the prosperity that is my divine heritage. I invite the Holy Spirit to reveal the things that need to be revealed, heal the things that need to be healed. Fill me now with a mighty faith that empowers me and allows me to commit to be the force for good that I can be. In the name and through the power of all that is holy, we say amen and amen.
Join us on the Sacred Walk of Abundance. Come right down this way.
choices we make, different roads we may take. We are many voices, one spirit, singing my song until the whole world hears it. Songs of peace and grace, songs of hope and faith, finding our common ground. We'll let the light shine through. We are many voices, one spirit, singing a song until the whole world hears it. Songs of peace and grace, songs of hope and faith, songs of love for all the human many voices, one spirit.
So we just take this moment to open our hands and our hearts and our minds, and we bless these tithes and offerings. We know that they have been given from that space of love, and that they will move through this ministry and this spiritual community as the energy of love back out into the world, and to serve those that need love. They need to hear the love that we send, the joy that we send, the peace that we send, and the power that is Unity of Music City. And so it is. Amen.
I tell you, two of the best church services I've ever been in. One was 20 years ago when I heard a drag queen do the old rugged cross at a gay bar. And the other one was this morning when I heard Taylor Swift bring the house down right up here. Let's say this together, shall we? The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.